Hi, Mike Crow here again with the Millionaire Inspector Community, and sometimes we just call it the Inspector Community. I am very blessed today. I've got with us one of our very first Better Your Best contest winners. Now, Arvel, you've been in business how long?
About 10 years.
About 10 years. And you grew your business, and you were doing some pretty cool stuff, and then started joining with us. And I remember you kind of like doubled your business, and then doubled your business, and then doubled your business, and then sold your business. You're one of the few people that are on the list that I really absolutely 100% consider, one of our millionaire inspectors. Sold your business for right in that area somewhere. It was kind of cool. Tell everybody just a little bit maybe what your picture was like before you joined us and what it's like now.
Well, before I joined the group, I was always trying to think of ideas, different things that we could implement. And then once I joined the group, the biggest problem I had was I had so many ideas I didn't have time to implement them all. So as opposed to having to dream up and think of new things to do, I could come home with a slew of ideas and say, well, which of these suit my personality best? Which of these can I implement quickly and that kind of work for my personality and our local market?
That is so cool. One of the things we're going to come back to here in just a second is maybe one or two secrets, because you really got a bunch of ones you really put into place, because Arvel is one of what I would consider a master implementer. He not only took the ideas, but he has literally taken them and putting them into place and done some really good stuff with them. One that I know that you did, in fact, we were just talking with some inspectors, hey, looky there, my phone's ringing. Let's shut that puppy off. One of the ones that you did a pretty good job at was you couldn't actually get in and out of the offices to do some marketing at one point. So you did what? You started taking agents out for what?
Some of the RE/MAX offices and other offices as well don't have the traditional weekly Tuesday meetings. And so we just started taking them out to lunch.
I
don't know any realtors in any of the markets that don't like to eat.
So you took how many agents out to lunch in a month?
I think we did about 28 lunches.
About 28 lunches in 1 month. I remember you were sending me the emails, and you did a couple of cool things with that. Did that turn into inspections?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
And was it a bad thing to take an agent out to lunch? Did that bother you somehow?
I enjoy lunches better than I do crawl spaces. I can hire people to do the crawl spaces.
And you actually did hire a number of inspectors and put in work. How many inspectors did you have working for you at one point?
We had 8 when... We had a total of 8.
About a total of 8 then, huh? And so I know that they were maxing things out. Arvel continues to do wonderful things. It is interesting that after he started taking the agents to lunches and everything, he actually did start having some ability to get back in the offices and doing presentations at some of the real estate offices. But one of the things he discovered, and it's one of the secrets that we tell a lot of inspectors, and nobody really wants inspectors to know this, but there's a small group of us that all know this and have known this for years and years and years, and that is that the best type of presentations in a real estate office are continuing education presentations that helps them get their hours and everything. So take just a moment and explain how you're doing and what you're doing with that.
Well, again, I was not great at doing presentations to begin with. We stumbled a little bit like everybody does, but each time you get better. And I think one thing that's important to do is to prepare. So we got, at one point, we were doing a lot of 15 and 20 minute, office meeting presentations, and then we started doing some new agent training for an hour or two. And then in North Carolina, the continuing education that's required for agents are 4-hour classes every year. They have a mandatory 4 hours and then an elective. So a couple of years ago, we decided to start doing some elective continuing education courses. And the first one we did was how to problems and solutions with home inspections. But with green being a very hot topic these days, we've recently, this past year, started doing a class called Sustainable Housing and Green Building, what agents need to know. And we've taken it a step further because in Charlotte we have several builders that are building that are 100% Energy Star. And they're trying to figure out ways to get agents to their sites to see what they're doing, to see and understand the value of what makes an Energy Star home. So we proposed to the builders that, hey, why don't you pay for the agent's class, CE class? It's $20, and for $20 per agent, they get a 4-hour education on your product. and it's worked out really well. The builders have sold homes, because of these classes. The agents are enjoying it because it's not a traditional 4 hours sitting in a hotel or a traditional classroom setting where we're getting up and moving around, and it's new and exciting information. And we've gotten great feedback. And I think,
in fact, that's what these are, aren't they?
These are a couple of testimonial letters where agents that just wanted to tell us how much they enjoyed the class. But we also, every time we do one, we give everybody an evaluation sheet so they can grade me, grade the builder's product, and grade the class in general. This is important. We want to give this back to the builders and for the builder to see what they're getting, what the agents are saying about their class. Another thing I like about this is I've taken only to certain agents, to certain offices. We don't open it up to the masses. I have a real estate license. You don't want to pay for my continuing education because I haven't sold a house in 10 years. But with this, we're able to target certain offices, certain agents, and get them on site to see what the builders are doing, and to have a 4-hour opportunity to decide if they want to use me for their home inspections. So it's all worked hand in hand.
This is one of the coolest things, guys, about the Millionaire Inspector community, is how these guys are willing to help other people around them grow their business and share. And you've had a number of people that have been part of the community that have actually helped you out in one way or another. Would that be an accurate statement?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And right now, we're even sharing with some different guys. We're having a little meeting with some guys, and I tell you what, just some of the information comes out of that, the magic numbers you need to know in your business, or how to understand pay-per-click, or how to make sure that you get around the gatekeepers. We go over all that and more. The coolest thing about having Arvel here, because he was one of our Better Your Best contest winners, is how much he brings to the table. And one of the biggest secrets you'll ever learn in being successful is hanging around those people that are successful. There's a lot of people out there that want to be, and there's a very small percentage that actually are already accomplishing that. Arvel, you're one of those, and I want to tell you thank you for being willing to share with maybe some of our members, maybe even people that aren't members, and with all of that. I'll ask you one little question. How many 3 Days of Secrets Revealed have you probably been to now?
Probably 4.
4? Okay. And one of the things I hear from people sometimes is, gosh, I went to one and I figured it was the same every time. And what we find is that they're obviously not, are they?
No, and I plan to continue going to them every year in the coming years as I stay in this business.
So if somebody approached you at the 3 Days Secrets Revealed and said, hey, I'd like to buy you a good steak dinner and sit down and talk with you, would that bother you?
Not at all.
I think he said he likes to eat.
I love steak.
So do yourself a favor. Do your business a favor. Do your family that's counting on you a huge favor. Join us at the next 3 Days of Secrets Revealed. Meet up with Arvel. Sit down, buy him a good steak dinner. Find out what he discovered and how he grew his business. And you did, didn't you? You like doubled your business, like 3-4 times, 4 years in a row?
It was about 80-85%, but it was 3 or 4 years in a row from just being a single operator, having $125,000 volume to 200 some thousand to 400 some thousand to 700 and some thousand. Wow. To over $1 million.
To over $1 million. Wow. And guys, let me tell you, he worked hard at it, but he worked smart at it. And when you put those two together, you're untouchable. And so thank you very much, Arvel, for being willing to share.
Thank you, Mike.